song like a song like a song like a song now.
Welcome to the clouds. Welcome to the clouds. Time to reveal my BunComicos. What's a BunComico? Well, I was imagining these blind bag thingies, and they have a bunny, and it comes with a shoe, a baby shoe, like a baby boot, like that tiny. And it comes with a bunny, and the bunny goes inside the shoe. Now where the shoe has like its cuff, you just stick the bunny on in, and yeah, one shoe. It just has one shoe and one bunny, but they are styled in some way that they match each other beautifully. So these BunComicos, each bunny and shoe would come with like this black and white comic. The sheet would look like a black and white comic, but it would show the bunny's unique style. My ideas came in many forms. Yes. Whoosh. None of them are fruit themed. Come on, you couldn't have at least had one watermelon, dude? One watermelon bunny? I mean, I have shoes. They could live in one of my shoes. Yes, but Mr. Wee, I have already made fruity watermelon thingies. AKA you. And I kind of want bunnies instead because the bunnies are animals, they're not fruits. And if they have themes, shoes, you're not really a shoe. You're a theater dude. You're your own entity. For the logo, I was like, since it's gonna be a comic thingy, let's make it have like a map on the background. And then it's gonna have some binoculars because it's like the bunnies. We're searching for the bunnies, and the bunnies, they're like, where are the bunnies? And you're looking in the shoe, and they're in the shoe. The map is almost a bunny because it has ears and a tail on either end. The BunComicos itself is another bunny. It has the bunny ears on the B. And then it goes through until the end where there's a question mark. And we conclude with the bunny tail. Fluff, fluff. Beautiful. That's basically the logo part. And then when it came to the actual bunnies, basically they come with the bunny, the shoe, and the black and white comic. The very first bunny, we have the Scuba Flippers Bunny Coral Reef. This bunny, she lives under the ocean. Submarine, yeah. The submarine is the scuba flipper. Like through the ocean with her scuba flipper. We get a better frame in there. And the bunny's kind of like this. Feel like, oh, I love the ocean, blub blub. The bunny kind of reminds me of a fish. And she has like a little bubbly thing on her head, but it made her blue because of ocean blue. And the scuba flipper kind of is like a regular scuba flipper. They're just a wavy pattern. Like the end of the scuba flip, polka dotty design to give it a little bit more flair, pizzazz. Wow. The bunny itself has like I tried to give them all a special accent here because it kind of reminded me of this doll I used to have. Well, I actually still have it. These dolls, they had like a little fancy thing on their face. The one I had like a bunch of grapes by the eyeball. These are bunnies, so they have like a fish. Fish have some blub blub blubs. Yeah. And this fish bunny she can breathe underwater totally. I was naming this one Flippy the Bunny. I kind of like Flippy the Bunny. I'm gonna name you Flippy the Bunny.
Yeah, well, she types. I'll tell you a little about me. I was born in a leap year, and that very day, every watermelon in the whole entire world exploded. Most farmers were confused, but days later, all the mushed watermelon juice merged and flooded their farms. And little did these farmers know, but this watermelon juice actually turned all their crops pink. And thus, all those farmers, well, they won best at show at their farming competitions or whatever. They enter their crops into their foods. Why are we judging food? Still, anyway, I'm the best out of all the watermelons.
Okay, Flippy the Bunny, but it's also a fish. Flip fish. But I like Flippy. Flippy, hehe. Basically in the background, it's just an underwater sea, but the scuba diver is going through the obstacles of the many wavy leaves. Yes. And the other one is a Flip-Flops Flower Garden Landscaper Bunny. His Flip-Flops Bunny is, I did keep the blueness. But, of course, I copy and pasted the head and the ears. I basically, like, changed the body shapes. For the other one, the body's kind of disappeared into the shoe. But this one's kind of, like, laying on top. But the bunny's shoes are just, like, laying right in where the shoe wedges. Like, bunny just kind of, like, there. in place. And then the garden is filled with the roses and sunshine and birds. But the bunny has a big old floppy hat. And one should know, you should never disturb one in a floppy hat. I wonder if like the floppy hat's there, it's like, I'm gonna block you everything out of the way except for what I'm doing. It's almost like a visor. It's like a shield. You cannot see me and I cannot see you. Ooh. I'm lucky I don't have a floppy hat. But your hat doesn't really even serve much of any purpose. It protects my head. If I didn't have it on my head, my tip could be untipped. As in, something could come and slice up my tip and I would be a rounded watermelon. And I wouldn't look very professional. And I need to be professional in order to be a theater watermelon. Yeah. How professional are you? Except that, you don't even have a suit. Your outfit's very casual. You didn't give me a business suit. If you gave me a business suit, then I could be more fancy. Maybe someday. Every day you claim to want to be some new profession. So the flip-flops flower landscape bunny. It's not flippy, but there's another flip-flops. Flower garden. Garno? Garno. Flip-flops. So floppy. Flip-floppy. Floppy flippy. Floppo flippy. Floppo flippy. Flop. Flow flip. Flow flip. Flow flip. Flow flip. Flow flip, flow flip. Flow flip. One word, flow flip the bunny. The bunny. I gave it like a little flower along the cheek. Because she's a garden landscaper. A very assertive bunny. It's like, very passionate. Assertiveness in passion for the love of gardening. So we have a high heels bunny fashion balcony. A very posh bunny. She has her lips like, oh. And she's kind of like laying on the shoe. But the shoe is open, the high heel, only around your toe. And I don't know, to me, they don't look fashionable. I don't know why they're made to look fashionable. I think someone looks better in sneakers. Or tennis shoes. Or even flip-flops. Well, like... even flippers. What does it matter what kind of shoes you wear? I mean, if it should match your outfit. Maybe that's why. It's the color and the shape. Although, if someone wears high heels, and I don't, if there is some natural disaster, or if some breakies come in and make a big old earthquake inside the movie theater and someone's wearing high heels, well, guess what? I will be able to jump over all those cracks, and that person in the high heels is gonna be like, oh no, I can't jump. Okay, I'm gonna try to jump. And they fall into the cracks, into the depths of the earth, or the depths of the under movie theater station. For the high heels, a bunny, she has stars? That's a zoom in necessity. Stars, yes. I put 2 stars right above the head. And then the shoe is a bunny. There's a lot of bunny-eccentric things here. It has like 2 little ears up. They kind of like keep your foot in place right behind the shoe. And then I kind of give it a scenery that's like a dressies. But these dressies are bunnies. And so there's like bunny faces and the bunny ears are where it's held up on the hanger. It's like kind of like a strap right around. So like if this was your shoulder, the bunny strap goes like that. And that's the bunny ear. That's not actually a bad idea. And it'd be like the 2 ears match in the middle and like button there. And that's fashion.
I prefer a professional business suit.
Well, what if your suit was made of 2 bunny ears? It just went like this. And then button in the middle, like that.
Yeah, I kind of would just prefer a black fabric and a tie. And the tie should be yellow to match my logo.
And high heels. Obviously, in my mind, the very first thing that came was Healy the bunny. But why Healy? We don't want Healy. It shouldn't be a Healy. Because that just sounds like the bunny's gonna pop a wheelie. She owns a 4-wheeler. What is a 4-wheeler? Something I've never understood. Always boys, they're so interested in those things. But all I imagine in my mind is just this mini golf cart. 4-wheeled motorcycle thing. I've never really seen one before. And I don't know why it's so cool. And then some people like they break their arms on them. High heel. High leo. Heel high. He high. He high. It needs to sound fancy though. Lehigh. Lehigh. Highly. Highly. So not Haley, Highly. Highly the bunny. Yes. Snow Boots Bunny Mountain Ski Resort. Wait, that's not the right one. The Slippers Bunny Sleepover. A bunny. This bunny's kind of just relaxing like that on a slipper. And the slipper is a bunny. Have you ever seen bunny slippers before? They have like the ears coming out of the end of them. They're extremely fluffy. They're like a fluffy ball. And they're made to look like a bunny. And at the end of it has like a nice little bunny tail. Yeah. The bunny, I don't know. I kind of gave the background a nice little bed with a nice little ears and a tail. Nice little whiskery bed blanket. Yeah, we have the bunny. I made her green. I tried to keep them all a different color. That's good. I themed it around the slipper. The slipper is orange. And I was like, if I'm going to make it a carrot, then the bunny itself should be green in order to match the green leaf on the top of the carrot. Like glasses, they have 2 little carrots. And they have some sunglasses. Not sunglasses. It has a nice little eye mask that's pink. And just wrapped around the ears. And the bunny is kind of like sleepy-ish, saddish. Just kind of like a bored, it's like a But she's just laying on the slipper. Bunny. It's like a carrot mask. It's a carrot eye mask. Yeah. Did I name this one? Yes, I did. This one has a slightly different name than slippers. Just barreled slippers. That would be like a Slippy. Slippy's the bunny. Slippy the bunny. Yeah. Hibber the bunny. Why hibber? Well, hibber is short for hibernate. And when you hibernate, you sleep. And this bunny is a sleepy slipper bunny, so makes sense. Hibby the bunny. Well, the slippers bunny has 2 little carrots on her cheek. So basically the bedroom, it grows carrots on the ground. But it's also a cloud land, so there's carrots growing in the clouds. I had a story that I wrote about bunnies living in the clouds. It's this one. The brain puzzling stories. Yeah, I'll try to point. That's a good enough point. Okay, my poor pinky. It got me nervous. It's called Where to the Atmosphere. Just beautiful.
Boy, do I look like a zombie.
But these bunnies, they literally were part of the farming cycle. Help the seeds grow. And without them, the seeds would not grow. And people did not know that these bunnies were helping the seeds grow. And so when they moved to a new planet, nothing grew because these bunnies were not in that new planet. I was like, it doesn't really make sense that a seed can grow. These bunnies need to do something to them in order to make something happen. Yes. Maybe I'll read it sometime. And then I gave like a fluffy top, but the entire top of the bunny boot is very fluffy. Now we have the Snow Boots Bunny Mountain Ski Resort. This bunny is a very adventurous bunny. She loves the natural snow boots. At the end of the boot, it has nice little ears for the bunny head. I didn't give it any bunny tail, no. I just gave it the ears. The bunny itself. Just kind of like peeking out the top of the boot. So this is kind of like the very fanciness of the bunny in my boot. I used to do this thinking that it would make my nose smaller or something. It just makes you look like a pig. And also gives you bigger teeth. Because who are you? Oh yeah, for this bunny, I was kind of imagining like a conveyor belt ski thingy. Like that. Like that thingy that helps you get up the mountain. I imagine like being like a conveyor belt. Right in the background, I have that conveyor belt ski lift. I think that's what it's called. Every little cart, a nice little bunny with a nice little puffy tail. It has like a nice aurora borealis background. So beautiful. The ski bunny has snowflakes. It has to be snowflakes. It has to be snowflakes, right? Yes. And then I gave him this little chest swirly thingy. Kind of like a snow or like a wind, a snowy wind. The bunny could be that confused. But this bunny is wide awake because you gotta be wide awake in order to go down a mountain slope. Watch out. I haven't named this bunny. What shall I name this bunny? So we have snow boots. So snow boot. Snoot. Boosh. Boot no. Boot no. Boot no. Boo no. Boo no. Boo no. That sounds like Pluto. Boo no. Bruno. I like Bruno, the bunny. And then we have the cowboy bunny. This one is named Buckles the bunny. It's just a buckle. So this is actually basically one of the very first ones I ever thought of. I think I thought of it kind of when I was thinking about Tomato from my Jamaboos. Kind of came up with them at the same time because cowboy is like this cowboy boots are very popular, but they were purple. You could dance. They made them stylish, man. Stylish. So I gave this bunny a hat. And I made her orangish because I was thinking of coral. Coral is like the canyon coral because it's just like a little desert landscape, but then with these like things growing up. And they're rocks. Coral is kind of alive. But it reminds me of a big old thick rock. Dimensional analysis. This is the below coral, and this is the above coral. The bunny, I gave it a nice little style. So like some little stripy stripes on the top. It looks like a bunny nose and whiskers. That's what it's representing, that design. And then underneath those white spots, white blush underneath the whiskers and nose. They don't really represent anything, but we have a tumbleweed just attached to the boot. Like she was hopping because she's in the boot. And then the tumbleweed just kapows on there, just attaches, and it hasn't ever come off the boot. And then along the edge of it, there's nice little bunny tracks. Little bunny tracks. The bunny walked along. On the background, I made a nice little bunny scene like this because there's like a little town. There's always towns of these desert westerny places. These bunny's ears buildings. Yeah. And the bunny itself has its hat like a stripy pattern. I like those colors because they kind of remind me of the watermelon. You inspired him of me? Me? Wee. Wee watermelon. You need to calm down. Buckles the bunny. Now lastly, we have this, embrace yourself. This is the does this one make sense? The Nutcracker Boots Bunny Inspector Detective. So, what do famous detectives wear? Well, I don't know, but I imagine them wearing some black shoe that's like fancy. So it's a Nutcracker boot. She has a nice little magnifying glass attached to the eyeball. And she's like on the ground. She's like crawling along the ground with her little tush up. And she's like, exploring the ground. She's searching for clues. And in the background, I kind of like gave it like a city-like style, but it has bunny windows. So it's like a bunny city. Bunny Nutcracker boots. It has bunny ears. And then a nice little lacy pattern, voila. And then along the edge, kind of reminds me of like a Christmas light thingy. So it's like a wah. And it's like a lined pattern of parallel dots around the edge. And then for every single one of these bunnies, I kind of give them gloves. This one has black, like, leather gloves that are like keeping her protected as she explores the ground. Now, what to name said bunny? Nutcrackio. My nose is clean. So, Cracko. Crack nut. Nut crow. Nut crow. Nut crack. Nutter. Nutter crack. Nut cricket. Nut cricker. Nay cricker. Nracker. You just get rid of the nut part and it's nracker. Okay, nracker. Nracker the bunny. Nracker the bunny. Such beautiful names, man. It's a bunny inspector detective. What shall this bunny discover? I'm gonna have a fun time with those in the comics, because there will be comics to build. And guess what? I'm already kind of coming up with bunnies in the season 2, because there's plenty of types of shoes out there, and everyone deserves a beautiful bunny. You're too close to me. Well, you're in the way. There, now I can be as close as I want to be. Aww. Huzzah! My nutcracker bunnies. So, yes, voila, goodbye. Haha. See you in the clouds. I don't know, these bunnies, I was imagining them to be like, the shoes would be like a fabricy thing. Literally looks like a baby shoe. But the bunny will be like a fuzzy stuffed animal. Just like a mini stuffed animal bunny. But it will be like a plushie more than just a stuffed animal, because stuffed animals are really flimsy. I don't like really flimsy. It would be like you. You're a plush. No, I'm a watermelon. I'm a professional watermelon. But you are also a plush. Excuse me, but I can literally sit on my haunches. That means I'm special. Well, I can do that too, Mr. Wee. Imagine if there's bunnies coming your way. No, I want my buddies. I want my Jamaboo bunnies. I don't want these bunnies. Kick them out. Shoo. Well, what if I bring them first? No. I want my Jamaboo buddies. Oh, we'll just see. First, you need to get out there. Because you need to be out there. Voila. Goodbye. See you in the clouds, Kaomi out. Ooh.
Whoop,